Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Fahran Muluk. Today we are going to dive into an essential part of English grammar, modal auxiliary verbs. In this video, we'll cover a general overview of what they are, explore the different types and their uses, and finally learn how to build sentences using them. Let's get started. Okay, first, let's define what a modal verb actually is. Simply put, modal verbs are helping verbs used to express possibility, necessity, or ability in specific situations. What are they important? They add nuance to our statements, allowing us to express complex and specific ideas more accurately. They help us convey meanings like permissions, predictions, and obligations. Okay, before we look at specific words, there are three key characteristics you should know. First, they are non-inflected. This means they don't change form. Unlike regular verbs, we don't add an s for third-person subjects like he, she, or it. Second is no participles or infinitives. You cannot use them in ing forms or with to in standard English. And the third is they are helping verbs. They function by adding a dimension of meaning, such as ability or permission, to the main verb or of the sentences. Okay, here are some of the most common ones you will encounter. The first one is can, used for ability, like she can swim, or giving permission, like you can enter. And next is must, used for strong necessity or obligation, like you must finish your homework. And the next is may and might. This show possibility. May usually suggest a higher chance, while might suggest a lower one. And the last one is will and would. This express intent or desire, like I will call you later, I will call you later, or conditional situations like I would help if I could. Okay, now let's look closer at possibility and ability. We, we use can for present ability, like saying he can speak Japanese. For past ability, we use could, for example, like he could design 3D models 2 years ago. Could is also used for future potential, such as you could go to Harvard next year, or to make a polite request, like could you bring these documents? Next, let's talk about permission and prohibition. To give permission, we can use can, like you can visit my new house. To ask for permission more formally, we use may. May I enter the class earlier? When it comes to stopping someone from doing something, we use cannot or may not. For strict prohibition, if the restriction is less certain or weaker, we use might not. Finally, let's look at how we express obligation and advice. Absolute obligation, use must for things that have no exceptions like wearing a seat belt. Advice: use should for recommendation. It's more flexible than must. More moral obligation: use ought to for things related to ethics like helping a friend in need. Urgent and urgent necessity: use have to for obligation caused by external circumstances like needing to finish work by 5 p.m. Okay, now that we know what modal verbs are and what they mean, let's move on to how to actually build sentences with them in everyday English. Building a sentence with a modal verb it is quite simple. There are three basic forms you need to master. First is positive sentences. We use modals like must, can, or will directly after the subject to express necessity, permission, or the future. For example, I can help you. The next is negative sentences. To deny something or show prohibition, we simply add not after the modal. For example, you must not smoke here. And the last is question form. We use inversion. This means we move the modal verb to the front before the subject. For example, can you help me? Okay. Modal verbs can also be used to talk about different points in time. Present, we use standard modal to show current possibilities or obligations, like it may rain now. Past, to talk about the past, we often use specific forms like could or a perfect modal structure, like modal plus have plus verb 3. For example, he could swim when he was 5. And for the future, we use modal like will or may to show intention, prediction, or upcoming obligation, such as I will meet you tomorrow. To recap, let's look at the practical ways you can use these in your daily life. Use them to state possibilities showing the chance of an event happening. Use them to give permission formally or informally to allow an action. And use them to state an obligation, making it clear when something is required or mandatory. Okay, that brings us to the end of our lesson on modal auxiliary verbs. I hope this guide helps you communicate more clearly and confidently in English. Keep practicing and thank you for watching. See you next time. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.